Hi, this is Brian Ireson, one of the trainers at the Computer Workshop. In this tutorial, we're going to talk about working with a library file a little bit further. And as you can see, I kind of have a couple of different slides in here with different content on them. And before I get going too far, I might want to consider organizing things a little bit more. So to do this, I want to think about kind of related sets of slides. So I can right click on the first slide here and I'm going to choose to add a section. And of course, untitled section is not a particularly descriptive and useful thing. So you can see here I have the ability to name this. So I'm going to go ahead and just call this building parts, and I'll just rename that. Now I'm going to come a couple of slides down here and go to slide 3, and this is all logos. So when I right click on this one and I go to add a section, I'm going to name this set or single slide as logos. And then the last one again is not logo, so I'm going to select that one slide. I'm going to try this again, right click on it and add another section. And I'm just going to go ahead and call this image bank and rename. So now you can see I've got a couple of sections in my library file that help me navigate and just make things easier. Now how do I use this? Well, let's start by planning on building a little building. So let me grab a few things I'm going to need. I'm going to need a door. I'm going to need a couple of windows. I'm going to want to put a logo on the building. And a tree, I'll just build a little potted plant or something. So here I'm going to go ahead and bring up that clipboard from the home file, or home tab I should say. And I'm going to select the first slide here and I'm going to grab my window and I'm going to copy that. So I'm just going to do a quick Control C and you've got that there. And now I'm going to grab the door. You know what? I like the double doors. Let's pretend this is more of an office type of situation. So I'm going to copy that. And then, you know what? I'm not sure, so I'll just grab one of these. So I'll just copy this. I've got those. I'm going to go to the trees. And I'm going to grab my little sort of pine tree here. Actually, I'm going to go with this guy. And I'm going to copy him. So you see I'm loading up the clipboard with all the different things that I think that I'm going to use. I'm going to grab my little logo right here. I'm going to copy that. And I've got a few pieces that I need. Now I can go ahead and create a new file. And to do that, I'll use the keyboard shortcut, Control N. Gives me a new blank file. Notice that I have all those things still sitting here in my clipboard. Now I don't want to add any titles or anything like that, so I'm just going to click into the slide. I'm going to do a quick Control A to select all the objects on the slide and delete. Now we're going to start by just drawing the basic building. So I'm going to insert. I'm going to look for my shapes. I'm just going to grab a rectangle and I'll just draw a box for now. I'm going to right click on the box. I'm going to go straight into my format shapes. And I'm going to go to my fill, where I'm going to fill this with a pattern. Now, pardon me. In this case, I'm going to choose a brick pattern, but I don't want white bricks with a blue mortar, so I'm going to go ahead and choose my background color as my brick, and then my foreground color as a light gray, and I'm going to kind of get a nice brick wall looking thing. I do really wish that I could adjust the scale of the pattern, but unfortunately PowerPoint does not allow that. So if that's a situation that you find yourself in, you may need to consider creating or building a pattern of your own as an image that you can load in. All right, so there, now I've got my building. I'm going to start with my doors. So I'm just going to click on the doors and it just pops those in. And then I can move those and I can put them where I think I want my doors to be. I'm going to grab a window. I'll put that over there. And then it's a little on the large size, so I'm going to go ahead and scale. Maybe I'll, consider reshaping that a little. Maybe I want this to be more of a narrow window. But I want a couple of them. So once I've got one in there, I'm going to use the keyboard shortcut of Control D. Now, if you're not comfortable with that, uh, I can't even find that here in my um, right-click menu. I could copy it and paste it and paste it and paste it, but Control D just duplicates that, and then I can set one and bump it right up against the other. Do another Control D, and then I can bump that up against the other. And before you know it, I got a little bank of windows. If I'm feeling like they're not quite right, I'm going to select the first one, hold down the Shift key, select the next one, and the next one. On my Custom Drawing tab, I have all my alignment objects, and if I don't have that, I'm going to go to my Drawing Tools Format tab. I'm going to see the Align group, or the Arrange group with the Align drop-down. Making sure that I'm aligning to the selected objects, I can now go ahead and align those to their tops, and now they are perfectly in one single line. So you see, not a problem there. Now I'm going to want to put my sign up there, so I'll just click on that and get my logo. And you can see I do have a bit of an issue here with this, that it's a semi-transparent background. So we have a couple things to fix here. Starting off with going to my Insert tab, I'm going to go to my Shapes, and I'm going to draw another rounded rectangle. I'm going to make it the same size as the other. I'm going to go to my paint bucket in my format shape here, and I'm going to choose a solid fill, but this time I'm going to do a solid white fill. And I definitely want to get rid of my line. I don't want any outline to that. And I can resize that a little bit further, making that fit a little bit tighter. And everything looks pretty good there, except that I can't see my sign, right? So now I'm going to right click on the object. From my options here to bring to front or send to back, I'm going to choose to send this backward. I don't want to go all the way to the back because then it would slip behind other objects. I want to send this backward one step, so now it's going to be the back of my sign. And then I'm going to draw a selection box that's going to cover both of those objects. Right click on those, and again I'm going to look for my group. And I'm not finding that right there, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to come back up here to my format. That's why it wouldn't let me group it. It's because it thought I was typing text. Now when I right click on that, I'm going to choose to group it. And now I can scale that, change the size of the font down a little bit, make that a little bit better. And then I can move my sign and put it over the top of my building. Now if I think this is a really good thing, I like the way this worked out, I'm going to select the object. Again, I'm going to make sure that I'm on the object, not inside editing the text of the object. Right click on that, I'm going to copy it. That's going to put it into my clipboard so that I can then put it back over into my library file by simply going to the View tab, Windows Group, Switch Window, Video Library File or Library Video File, and add the object. And I should be fine with that. Back to View, switch windows, continue to work on my presentation. So you can see it's a very, very quick and easy way for me to be able to reuse content by having the library file and picking all the pieces that I need to add to my new drawings, to my new PowerPoints. Maybe I really want to put our banner at the top, so I'm going to right click on that. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to switch windows. I'm going to paste the banner in there. Maybe make that stretch across the top of the screen. Select my square, my sign, doors, windows, windows, windows. Right click on the whole selection and group that, so now I don't have to worry about selecting all the individual pieces, and I can start to continue to draw whatever else I need. So that's how you're going to put that library to use. And you're going to always discover you build new things. Add those to your library so that you don't have to recreate them over and over again. So thank you very much for your time. I hope that you enjoyed this little tutorial, and if you did, please go ahead and subscribe. We always put out new videos every week, so you never know what you'll encounter. And look forward to making the next video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Until then, take care.